Hello everyone and welcome.
X58 turned 10 years old back in November of 2018 and we'll be taking a look at how this chipset is in 2019. The CPUs I'll be using are the i7-920 and the Xeon X5650. Starting with the i7, this CPU was the first i7 to ever release. Along with some higher clock versions, it has 4 cores and 8 threads running at 2.66 GHz. This was quite the CPU back in the day, and therefore this CPU released with a price tag of $285. Nowadays you can pick one of these CPUs up for around $5. I'm pretty sure that makes it the cheapest i7 you can get as of today. This i7 is nowhere near a modern i7 in performance though. In terms of performance, this i7 is close to a Haswell Core i3 processor. The one downside to the CPU is its TDP. It has a TDP of 130 watts, which can be a bit much compared to other CPUs. Next up is the Xeon X5650. This CPU is one of the higher end X58 CPUs. It released back in 2010. Unlike the i7, this CPU has a fairly low wattage of just 95 watts. This CPU has 6 cores and 12 threads clocked at 2.66 GHz. The CPU released at $996, but believe it or not, this CPU can be picked up for around $30 on several websites. I paired both of these CPUs with a 970 and 16 gigs of RAM, which should be plenty to keep up with both of the CPUs. I didn't overclock these CPUs because the rest of my system ain't quite up to the task. That being said, these CPUs are actually great overclockers and can both be overclocked to around 4 GHz with the right equipment. As for the benchmarks, I benchmarked GTA 5, CSGO, PUBG, Overwatch, and Cinebench. As you could see from the benchmarks, these CPUs are pretty much up to the task in 2019. I would say it is. That is, if you can get a board for the right price, since the CPUs are usually dirt cheap. That was it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. Thank you for watching, good night.